powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you funny face. It's not my brother. Funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the fact and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you funny face. It's not my brother. Funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
essential for driving economic transformation. Primary focus areas of DBG will be agribusiness with a focus on off-farm value chain activities, manufacturing, ICT software and allied services, including business process outsourcing and tourism, boosting home ownership through affordable and longer tenure mortgage finance, infrastructure financing, which is key, and essentially we are going to leverage our public resources for private sector financing. DBG is not similar to the existing commercial banks that we have in the country. It is a non-deposit taking wholesale bank. DBG will neither give retail nor direct business loans like the former Bank for Housing and Construction, NIB, ADB, and the like. It will rather provide funds to the existing commercial banks and non-bank financial institutions which qualify to provide long-term lending and other innovative products that are presently lacking in the system. The bank will therefore complement and strengthen the operations of existing financial institutions. It is important to state that since independence, this is the first time we're establishing a bank of this nature. It is a model along the lines of the German Development Bank, KfW, which played a pivotal role in the post-World War II reconstruction and transformation of the German economy. And I believe that the destruction that the COVID has done to Ghana and other African countries, this is the type of intervention that is required. Through DBG, government will be able to further strengthen its support to the private sector to spearhead economic growth and transformation. DBG is an instrument to ensure long-term finance to the private sector on a sustainable basis and also build our infrastructure. Government therefore expects DBG to be a financially sustainable institution that is able to raise long-term funds from the domestic and international capital markets and from international financial institutions without burdening the country's balance sheet. To this end, government is taking pains to ensure that DGB has a strong governance structure with professional and independent board and management. A process to select the board and management on a competitive basis is currently underway. Work on DBG started in 2018 with a task force of industry experts established by government to recommend the best approach to establish a modern and dynamic development bank. Based on the recommendation of the task force, government decided to set up DBG as a new non-deposit taking wholesale bank under the Companies Act. DBG as a wholesale and non-deposit taking bank requires no branch network and minimal staff. It will therefore be very costly financially and in terms of the closure of branches and employment loss to try to convert an ADB or NIB into a viable modern development bank. The advantage we foresee of a greenfield approach is that one gets to start from a clean slate with no legacy financial governance and other issues. This allows us to focus on the future and move straight into setting up DBG equipped with modern and sound design principles. The greenfield approach also has the potential to attract more private and international institutional capital, as we have witnessed with EIB's €170 million facility. It also government's plans to attract other shareholders, both domestic and international, so as to increase DBG's capital base and also reduce the government share over time. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, despite the unsuccessful experience in Ghana and in many African countries, development banks have been instrumental in driving economic transformation elsewhere. Many industrialized countries have development banks or similar institutions to provide investment finance to their SMEs or to encourage investment in new and promising but risky economic activities. Examples of transformational development banks include Japan Development Bank, Korean Development Bank Singapore, Brazilian Development Bank, KfW from Germany, and Development Bank of Nigeria. As I indicated in my last press briefing on 9th May 2021, the bank will be launched in July 2021. We are aiming to establish DBG with an initial Government of Ghana equity contribution of $250 million, of which $200 million has already been paid. We aim to increase DBG's lending capacity by raising additional funds from domestic and international private and institutional investors. The World Bank is providing $250 million. KfW is providing $46.5 million. We are also talking to the AFDB to partner with us in the establishment of the bank. DBG will pay back the loans that government has taken on its behalf from the international financial institutions. Government therefore sees its contribution to DBG as investment that should be paid back. All the more reason we'll insist on the professional management of the bank. As I indicated in my last press briefing on 9th May 2021, the bank will be launched in July 2021. One of the core pillars of the 100 billion Ghana Cares Obatampa program aims to achieve the following: economic transformation that requires that entrepreneurs in key productive sectors have access to long-term finance at affordable interest rates. Analysis done as part of the background technical work for establishing DBG found that in Ghana, agriculture and manufacturing receive around 4% and 8% respectively in bank lending, and only about 15% of bank loans exceed 5 years in tenor. The launch of DBG this year will address fundamental financing constraints. It will provide loans with tenors of up to 15 years with a focus on key transformational sectors: agribusiness, manufacturing, ITC, tourism, and housing. In the area of housing, we intend to look at even a longer period of financing to ensure that people with low salaries will be eligible for mortgages. DBG will be a wholesale bank lending to non-bank financial institutions to lend to SMEs. Interest rates will be based on the need to support enterprises while at the same time ensuring financial sustainability of DBG. DBG will also operate a partial guarantee window and also a digital platform to facilitate factoring by retail banks for their SMEs. Government, learning from our national experience and also from global experiences regarding development banks, is determined to set up DGB so that it stands the test of time and supports Ghana's economic transformation on a long-term basis. To this end, government is taking extraordinary measures to ensure that DGB is well capitalized and has a strong and independent governance structure, including competitive international recruitment of its board and senior management to enable it to be run professionally and on a financially sustainable basis without recurrent recourse to the public purse. As I mentioned earlier, with government as an enabler, DBG should be able to go to the private market to raise a lot more money than we can do locally. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, DBG builds on the platform of government's strong economic management over the past 4 years, including macroeconomic stability, reformed and strengthened financial sector, stronger national support for private business, and continued improvements to the policy and regulatory environment. Ladies and gentlemen, our efforts to transform the economy, build decent homes, produce more of what we consume, create decent jobs with decent pay, particularly for young Ghanaians, will be in vain if we do not build a strong financial sector that has the confidence and courage to support our businessmen and women. As you know, DBG will also ensure that we have the infrastructure that is required to open up the country. And the setup of DGB is to do just that. DGB will help access medium to long-term capital at affordable rates, and I am excited by DBG and what it can do for our private sector to lead in our economic transformation and job creation under the Ghana Cares Obatampa program. Thank God for making me able to stand before you today. I give God all the glory for all He has done and continues to do in my life, in our country's life, which we should dedicate to Him as selfless service to the people of Ghana. And above all, I'm grateful for the occasion to serve under this government, and passionately so that the very best of one's God-given abilities will be given to the country. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister responsible for finance, for the statement on the National Development Bank, which you have rightly mentioned as the Development Bank Ghana. Honorable Minister has explained the concept and the place of the National Development Bank in our economic future. He's giving some clarity to the old conversation of whether or not we need a greenfield vehicle or a merger or a transformation of some existing banks, and has shown the difference in the approaches and the benefits. He's also outlined the major focal areas: agribusiness, manufacturing, ICT and related areas, home ownership, etc. And he's also been speaking to, first, the capitalization, second, the mobilization of other resources into, may I say, DBG's bucket, so that it can then stretch its hand out and affect or impact the Ghanaian economy in the medium to long term. Colleagues, it's a good time to take your questions. You just give me a wave out, get a microphone to you, and if you have any questions, we'll take them in batches of 4, not more than 3 batches, and we'll wrap up. Sir, we'll start with you if you introduce yourself. No, there's a lady behind you. Minister, with your permission, we'll be biased towards the ladies. So we'll start with the...
will be very happy.
Yeah, the President will be very happy with that. So we'll start with the lady, and then we'll come to you before we go around.
Yeah, take this one.
Yeah, you can use this one.
Hello. I'm Natalie Nete from City TV. Many have complained of high interest rates, which are preventing most companies in the country to borrow from banks. How low will the interest rates from DBG be to other banks for on-lending to the businesses?
Hello. Can I?
Yes, please.
Okay. My name is Ben Sabute from Joy FM, Joy News. My question has to do with the funds that the President signed yesterday with the European Development Investment Bank. Sorry. I didn't hear the Minister mention whether it's their equity share, whether it's a loan for the country, whether it's grant, and if it is a loan, we should be able to add it to the country's debt, because you did mention that the bank will be made to pay back all loans that government will be taking on its behalf. So if it is a loan, are we correct to add it to the country's debt? And then also, I want to ask that with the operations of the bank, do we have any policy directive on local content? I ask this because we see investors coming into our space, and when they are given facilities, our locals, especially our entrepreneurs, are left out. Thank you.
Minister, may I ask you to respond to these? I know I said 4, but...
They're heavy enough.
Yeah, it's like section B A-level questions. So, so please take them and then I'll come back some more.
Great. Thank you very much from City. I think that the interest rates issue, has been really bedeviling for us. But I think right now, I think we came in with, close to 30% or so, and then it came to 23. Now I think we are somewhere around 18%. I mean, that's not great, but you can see the gradual fall. I think naturally, as we begin to see more resources in which we are lending to these institutions, one will have the banks would adjust because there's more capital, and we hope that the market will drive it down. But that's the whole intention of our current situation. You have a central bank, you have the government, we raise money, we are in a deficit, and so money is hard to come by. The banks then invest in T-bills, etc., and the cycle keeps going. So the expectation is that we break that cycle with these resources and allow sort of the market to bring things down. But there will be certain guarantee facilities which then really shields the banks and in a sense enables them to take a lot more risk. So I think naturally we expect it to, and that's a reason for the intervention. Joy, you talked about the loan. The whole essence of this is to create institutions that can borrow on their own balance sheet, so that government is out of it, so that then the shareholders who will become owners of the mill are then the people that private sector is lending to. Certainly we'll have money in there, but soon you begin to see a dilution of government shareholding in such a way that that entity on its own is able to go to the capital markets without adding a burden to the country. So the more such independent institutions you create, which then lend on market basis or ensure that it is governed properly, reduces our participation, in that. So that's really what we are looking to do. With regards to local content, I think usually you have influence when you have resources in financial institutions, and so we would insist on ensuring that Ghanaian entrepreneurs are the people that these financial institutions and banks will look to for such things. And that's the whole thing about ensuring that this development, is also dictated by strengthening of indigenous entrepreneurs, as you see in Asia. And therefore, the interventions of companies like this, banks like this, will help, our local banks to be discriminatory and promotional of Ghanaian enterprises. In the end, we have to build, our own country, and this will be one way of supporting access to capital, and also hopefully at lower rates.
Minister, thank you. Colleagues, I call your hand is up, but I see another lady. So, so madam, let's hear you. Then we'll go to a call. Then gentleman will come to you.
All right. Good evening. Nano here from Asasi Radio. I would like you to respond to discussions in certain quarters that the collapse of some banks was to make way for this particular bank.
As in the difficulties that banks had, or the financial sector resolution in the retail sector as against this development bank. Bloomberg, let me hear from you. No, it's okay. Let's hear from you. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Minister. It's exciting to hear you talk about this thing, because you have the track record, especially in the way you work with data banks. So I wish us all the best. Sir, how much investment do you expect this DBG to inject into the focus areas, say, in the first 5 years? And you also didn't answer the question my brother asked about the EIB, the stratification, be it equity, a loan, what is it? We didn't get clarity on that. And also, you say you're going to give these monies to commercial banks to on-lend to the focus...
And non-bank financial institutions.
And non-bank financial, to on-lend to these focus sectors. How sure are you that these banks are not going to channel this money into buying treasury bills, buying government securities?
Yeah.
And also, how do you benchmark the interest rates for this facility? Is it T-bills? What rate? Is there any benchmark so that we know that it works within a certain range, given it's a long-term facility? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Akol. There's a gentleman here. Oh, you're here. All right.
Thank you. My name is Maxwell. Thank you for the opportunity. I want to find out.
Maxwell, whom do you work for?
Daily Graphics.
Okay.
Thank you. One of the concerns we have is long-term funding, which this is attempting to address, and we have similar initiatives that aim to also address this. One of them is the Exim Bank. We've had ADB, NIB trying to do similar things in the past. and this is the latest initiative. So the question is, what is it that this development bank is going to do new that the other initiatives haven't achieved? And what lessons have we learned from the previous initiatives that we are going to apply to this, that we can be assured that at least it will help correct some of the inefficiencies, so to say, in the previous initiative? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Minister, we're in your hands.
Great. Thank you. Really great questions, and thank you for that. As I say, radio, I'm trying to move into a very positive spin for the country as to where we are going, and see whether we can rid ourselves of some of the cynicism that has pervaded us. But the issue of even the nature of the development bank is just so different from what the retail banks that the Bank of Ghana had to close down, and so it's difficult to align it, except there's some sinister motive that somebody had. But let's remind ourselves that the AQR, the Asset Quality Review documents, were done in 2015, which indicated, that these institutions were literally bankrupt, and it was really the courage of the president and really the professionalism of the central bank that took the bull by the horn and said, let's clean this up. And really, when you see how the banks have performed over that period, I think there's a lot more confidence in them. And also the idea and another of having 4.6 million depositors' money saved, is incalculable. So I think we should just support with that reality. But then the question still remains, that in the financial architecture, there's really no long-term financing, and it takes a while for interest rates to come down. So the president, in his wisdom and cabinet, then decided that let's intervene with a KFW type initiative, which then is able to get support from government, but essentially looks outside to be able to raise the type of capital needed for much longer term than Exim Bank, etc., which then feeds your financial institutions, and so that they may be able to take more risk, and that the interest rates will come down. So the EIB facility, for example, is a 5-year grace period, 15 years, and therefore 20-year tenor, and indicative interest rates of almost just 0.5% for that period. So you begin to see the type of capital that we hope to attract going forward, which seeks to inoculate, the problems that we have, access and cost of capital. Then you have the issue of why it will not be an ADB or an NIB, and clearly, the migration of those institutions into retail and their need, therefore, to raise money from depositors changed the tenor of what development banks should be, and that is what we are going to stay away from. So you've heard me insisting on governance and professional management and a global reach for personnel and board members that will run this, to make sure that we remain a KFW or a Japanese bank or of that nature. So we are very confident about where we are going. We've strengthened the retail institutions, so we don't need to be a retail institution, and we'll have the appropriate capital to be able to inject into the country. In terms of sort of benchmarking rates and being sure that they lend appropriately and not buy government securities. Certainly, there will be days of reckoning. We will keep tabs of how our monies are being applied in a way compared to the resources they had before, etc., and really keep people's feet to the fire. So I don't know. I think in that, Maxwell, I think I've also kind of answered your questions. But I think it's really an exciting moment and for us. The world is also coming to the realization of the need for long-term capital injection in a different way, and I think we are right in the crest of that. Yeah, you know, we are expecting to, at the very least, capitalize it over $1 billion, you know, within that period, you know, but then leveraging, and that could, you know, enable us to have a lot more resources to bring locally as it goes into the market, you know, to raise funds for that.
Minister, thank you. We'll take a final batch of questions, and then we will wrap up. And if there are none, then we will wrap up. Colleagues. Minister, I want to thank you for your time. We know you've had a very tough schedule today, but we thank you for making time to give us all of this information on the Development Bank Ghana. I want to thank your senior
powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
We table issues relating to the arts and entertainment for a riveting discussion, of course, without fear nor favor.
The question the presenter asked them was a dumb question. You need to speak the part and move.
Varied views. We agree to disagree.
So I would disagree with everything you said. I think that he's a smart guy. I think what he did.
No, but I also said he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
I guess that I'm waiting for the what next.
Yeah, I don't think that we have to wait for what next.
It sometimes gets confrontational, but that's the beauty of the game.
Today you funny face. It's not my brother. Funny face. I don't know him. You don't know funny face. It's not my brother. You don't know funny face.
It's a package. We meet, we sit, we dialogue, we learn, we progress. My name is Benefo Huabin Abrantepa, a proud blogger, and this is my forum.
Lovely people, thank you for making time with us on another exciting edition of People and Places here on GhanaWeb TV. We are at the Bonsu Eco Park in the eastern region of Ghana, and we are going to have the adventure of our lives. There are a lot of activities we are going to explore today. There's horse riding, there's a canopy walk, there's hiking, there's zip line, any other thing you can think of. This park is about 86 years old. We are doing this together, of course, and we are going to be going around with the facility manager who is serving as our tour guide for today. We'll meet him and get right to it after this short break. Don't go away. The name is Wanda Amihagan. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're fully protected.
Yes.
How are you doing?
We are fine here.
Okay. You are?
I'm Asari Frimpong.
Right. So guys, we are speaking to Asari Frimpong. He is the manager of this entire place. And you can see he's doing a fabulous job. He's going to be taking us around. Like I said, it's going to be a fun tour. So you have a really nice place. How do you manage to keep this place so clean?
Yeah, when you come to the Bonsu Eco Park, the first thing is after we approach you, we tell you we are at the park. And then there's one significant thing there's one thing you shouldn't do at the park, litter. So we will tell you where our litter bins are. And then at some point you see written, no plastic or waste beyond this point. So these are some of the measures we have been putting in place.
Okay, we'll get more into the details, but what do we have today? What should our viewers be expecting us to go through today?
Yeah, today we are going to take you through all the activities in the Eco Park. And then when you are at the Bonsu Eco Park, you are going to do a nature tour, you are going to do forest hike, you are going to do canopy walk, zip line, horse ride.
Right. You heard it. That's like a bunch of activities lined up for you and I. So let's begin the tour, and while we have a conversation. How do you call this place? I know it's called Bonsu Eco Park, and it's also called Bonsu Arboretum or something like that. Am I pronouncing it well?
Yeah, it's Arboretum. Yeah, the place is now called Bonsu Eco Park. It was initially Arboretum, as you said, but Arboretum is a little bit narrow. You know, when we get there, we will explain some of these things to you. Arboretum is a combination of two Latin words. In Latin, arbor means tree, retum means collection of. So, collection of trees planted in an area for scientific and then like research purpose.
And this name was given how long ago?
1935.
By who?
By the first, by the people who made the place Arboretum. It was done by Frank Thompson and David Gillett.
Okay.
Yeah, they were two British who started this thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. And how old is the place?
Yeah, so as from 1935, you know.
1935?
To date.
Wow, that's a long time ago. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to tell us the story behind how they got to this place, how they planted the whole trees thing and started the park?
Yeah, we are going to.
What should we be looking out for?
Should be looking out for amazing plants you've never seen before.
All right, we are going to the plant table, and that is where we are starting our tour from.
Yes.
Asari is going to help us understand the whole history behind the making of this place.
You are once again welcome to the Bonsu Eco Park. As I said, the Bonsu Eco Park has got two sections. We have the recreation aspect and then the arboretum. We put this thing together to form the Eco Park. The place was for research purpose until 2014 when Mr. Kennedy Kufuor came here to construct the canopy walkway. And then from there, people begin coming here for tourism purpose, not for scientific purpose anymore. So through then the place needed to be developed. That is why gradually we keep adding things like the zip line, the horse ride, and then we prepare a place for the kids.
But so it means that before, practically a forest?
Not only a forest, but a forest with plants, that are being labeled for research and then
solely
scientific
research.
purposes.
Okay. So what are we seeing here? What things do we have here?
In our arboretum, there are 610 species of plants in here. 90% of them are medicinal, 7% are for timber industrial purpose, and 3% are ornamental plants. This is the tip of an iceberg of what we have in here. We call this one Lecitis zabucajo. It's a tree that bears a pot with a lid, like that.
Really? So, wait, you see this on the tree?
Yeah.
With the lid?
Yeah, we are going to see it.
Okay.
Usually it springs up like this. During its maturity stage, turn down like that. And then when it's ready, fully ripe to be eaten, through an explosive mechanism, the lid comes out. Boom. And then the nuts begin to drop. This is how the nuts look like. They taste like almond.
Wait, they are edible?
Sure, they are edible.
Okay, I see.
The common name is monkey nut.
So people actually eat this?
Yes, we eat them.
Okay.
You see, as I said, its season is late July to late October. During those periods, when the lid comes out, this can contain about 25 to 45 nuts, depending on the size of the pot. The bigger the pot, more nuts. The smaller the pot, less nuts. And then when, by a week or more, all these things will come out. This will hang a year before they drop. So all those we ate last year, they are still hanging on the tree.
I see.
And then we will go there and then we'll see them.
Okay. All right, and what are these? These are the smaller versions of the same.
Yes, they are not like smaller version, but they are like from the same family. This is called Brazilian nut, Bertholletia excelsa.
That's a scientific name.
Yes, the common name is Brazilian nut.
Okay, Brazilian nut.
It's 3 times harder than coconut, but it has got an easy cutting area. It has also got husk covering it like coconut. And then you see, just as palm is our main source of oil, we go to the Southern Americans, they get their oil from Brazilian nut. But Brazilian nut oil is very good, very, very good. It's rich in omega-3 fatty acid, and we know what it does.
Yeah.
It helps with the cardiac problems. Yeah, so people like them.
Okay, so these plants, they go out, you harvest them and give them to people, or you would have to come here to access it?
Yes, you have to come here to access it. All what we do is we make seedlings out of these things, and then we sell the seedlings. When you are here and then the season is on, whatever fruit that is ready, you can eat some. So it is for our customers and then the people who come in here.
I see. So I'll get some to take away.
Yes, anything that is that is in season.
Okay.
You are going to have them.
Great. Do we have any other different things here?
Yeah, we have. We call this one Mare Balanitis wilsoniana. The common name is Krobo. Krobo is a fragrant plant. In the olden days, Krobo.
Who gave the name Krobo to it?
You know, the accounts usually name things to people who are fond of using it or like the way, so the accounts named it.
So the Krobos usually use this?
Yes. Years back, during their puberty program called Depot, you know, they will be performing some rites for the little girls who are getting into their adulthood. Yes. And then during that process, they cut these things into two. It's white in form. So they just scrape it somewhere and then paste it on the little girls who are going to perform the rites.
Oh, those markings on their bodies?
Yes.
They are from this?
They are from this.
Oh,
they were from this.
They were from this?
Yes. And then when they use them, 1 week of continuous bath, they will still smell good.
Oh.
I don't know if you've heard of Krobo powder before. Usually it's in small thing. And then when you want to the big or the full container of powder to smell good, then you just apply some small Krobo powder and then you mix it. Yes.
Oh, I see.
They are from this. In the olden days, our forefathers did not have means of embalming cups, so usually they were using this. They grind this thing and then they smear it on the
body.
On the body.
So this is a ripe.
No, this is a different thing.
fruit.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting it mixed up.
So
right.
That is Mare.
Okay.
Krobo. Balanitis. This is this. When you cut it into two, this is what you are going to see. It's called Precralima nitida. Anything nitida in Latin means bitter.
Okay.
It is 5 times bitter than the bitter leaf.
Wow.
And then when you take it, even the next morning, your mouth will still be bad.
Okay.
But it's rich in alkaline. We all know what alkaline does to the system. Yeah, it neutralizes the pH. acidic content, therefore making you, when you are suffering from indigestion or any other stomach problem, it heals them. But it's very hard to take. And then due to the fact that it's extremely bitter, it contains disulfiram, an element that makes things bitter. What happens is they used to deter kids from sucking their thumb or breastfeeding. Yeah.
So you put it on the thumb of the baby to prevent it.
And then
they will never suck their thumbs
it's
again.
Because it's very bitter.
Okay, but even for the medicinal purposes, do people take it raw?
Yeah,
even though it's bitter?
I take
you
them.
take it?
I take them.
So you like the seeds inside?
Usually the seeds are more powerful. I mean more bitter.
Okay.
And then when you want to stop somebody from taking alcohol, sometimes you grind about 5 of them, and then you make it's colorless. You mix it with the alcohol. When the person takes it, the person will vomit. And then from there, that's the end. Take alcohol again.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
How for this one, we all know it.
Prekese.
Yes. It's called tetraptera.
You have the tree here too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tetraptera tetraptera.
Okay.
And then the common name is Aden tree. Yeah, it has also
we
got
know it as prekese.
Yeah, it's good. It has also got depurative activity. So when you take them, it will be washing away, it helping you with blood circulation and blood purification. It's very good. But usually when we talk about, every time I talk about this, then I do a little bit herbal medicine. What happens is, everybody thinks this is good. So you see people cutting these things into pieces and then putting them in, mixing some with some water without boiling, and then they begin taking them.
Oh, people take it raw?
Yeah, people take it raw.
Okay.
And it's very dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah, because
why?
Because when this thing stays in water more than 12 hours, when you take it to lab, microbial load begins to go up high. Microbes comes in.
Okay.
And then more than 18 hours, aflatoxins will begin to develop.
So it becomes poisonous.
That is it.
Okay.
So the best practice is you boil them and then you use them. You can keep them in fridges and such stuff.
Okay. Okay. Great. Is that it for our plant section?
Yeah, I think, okay.
Let me try to remember.
Let's see if you know this plant.
I know. It smells familiar. Is it aluguntugu?
No. This is Cinnamomum verum. The common name is cinnamon.
Oh!
This is cinnamon.
Really? Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah. The tree is also here.
I know of the bark.
The bark, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know
of
the leaves. I didn't even know the leaves are used to.
They are used.
Okay.
The leaves are anti-sugar. They washes away sugar from the system. Yeah. But when people think, or we just hear cinnamon is good, we begin to take. It's not good for those who are suffering from ulcer. Okay. Cinnamon is not good for them. Yeah. But aside that, any other person can take. Especially the bark, they are immune boosters, so people use them a lot. So we'll talk about a few of them and then we go. This is called Xylopia Ethiopia. Grains of Salem. Yeah, the trees. Xylopia Ethiopia. Okay. The common name is grains of Salem or Negro pepper. Local name is Mentia.
Oh, I see.
I need to trick you a little.
Yeah, you need to give me all the big names first.
So that is the Xylopia.
Okay. But where are the tiny things?
Yeah, it's almost getting out of season. They are up there.
Okay.
They've opened red like that up there. Okay. I think they are almost gone.
Yeah.
In May they are not in. They are almost out.
Okay. Okay. And which other trees do we have?
This is Melissia excelsa.
The big tree?
Yes. The trade name is Iroko. The local name is Odum.
This is the big Iroko tree.
This is Odum. It's African teak.
What's the story behind this one?
Oh, the only thing that makes it significant is 87 years of age, and it's a 4-log tree. And we know Odum is a hardwood.
87. It means it was one of the trees that was planted when the park started.
Yeah, some of these things were not planted, especially the indigenous plants.
So they just
grew up. Just like during the normal wind seed dispersal. For example, when the prekese falls, yeah, through such a dispersal,
it grows.
Yeah, it grows.
Okay. Is this the biggest tree you have here?
No. There are other bigger ones.
There are other bigger ones.
And then older ones.
Okay. Okay. But I see Oscilloscope Trail.
Yeah. This is the Oscilloscope Trail, a trail that leads to most of all the other trails links to.
Okay.
Yeah, because the place belongs to Osajifo Amotia.
Okay. As in the land?
Yes.
Okay.
When the whites came to do this thing, they came to see him, and then he gave them portion of land for that.
Okay, okay.
He didn't sell it to them, he just gave it to them for free.
So that's like to acknowledge him?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. All right. What else do we have?
We have Terminalia superba, Afara or African limber. The local name is Ofram. It's also a hardwood. This is almost about 7 log, like 2 times taller than the Milicia excelsa, but it's only 78 years.
Okay, so it's taller, but it's not bigger than
yes.
the old ones. Okay.
This is Sensepalum dalsaficum. The common name is sweetberry. Others call it miracle berry. The local name is Asan.
Okay, that I haven't heard of. Okay. Okay. Asa or Tami in Ghana?
In Ghana.
Okay. What's it used for?
Yeah, they are reddish oval in form. They are, the reason why they are called sweet berries is like they are very sweet. But this is the secret behind its sweetness. Now, when you take 5 to 10, today everything you take becomes sweet. Even your saliva becomes sweet in your mouth. So when I want to take Precralima nitida, when I'm having stomach
the very
upset,
bitter one.
yes,
I'll take the sweet berry first.
I'll come and take about 10 to 15 of these ones. And when I take it, it becomes sweet in my mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why it's called the miracle berry.
Yes, that's why people
call it
miracle
berry. So the very
berry.
bitter plants becomes sweet in my mouth. Wow. I should try it sometime. But it's out of season now, right?
Yes, out of season. And then what happens is, you know, this one, you are not taking any sugar into the system.
It's natural.
Yeah, it's natural. What happens is not like the natural sugar we get from mango or banana and such stuff. No, they are not like that natural. But I mean, what they, you know, the sweet bar, where you feel the sugary or the sweet taste from sugar. Yeah, but it forms sugar chain there, and then they come together. The enzymes come together to tell the nerve to tell you sweet. So it's a trick.
Oh.
And so if you want to break the sugar chain, you put salt at that point. It will break the chain, and then your mouth will be back.
I see. Okay. So you can intentionally take the sweet taste out of your mouth.
Yes, you can.
Salt.
By putting salt.
Okay.
In your mouth.
Okay.
On the tongue.
Okay.
Yeah, it will break it, and then you'll be free.
Okay. Cool. All right. How big is this park? Yes.
It's 40.1 acres.
That's very large.
Yes.
Wait, it's a swing? I'm gonna try this. Hopefully I don't fall.
No, you will not fall, but it looks a little scary. It has got on TV.
Okay. It's a, which kind of plant is that?
A climber.
It's a plant on its own?
Yes. It's a plant that is a rope-like.
Oh.
They are climbers.
I see. So what's the root of this plant?
The root is somewhere here.
So it creeps and then goes up?
Yeah.
Is it linked to another tree?
No, it will just keep going like that. So it goes through the trees.
Oh,
they hang
I
on the
see.
trees, yes.
That's very nice. And it's another, he has created another tourist.
Another attraction there.
Exactly, attraction. Wow. Did you tell me the name of that plant?
Liana.
Liana. The plant
They are liana.
I sat on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we are here with these 3 trees here.
There are 3.
Yeah, this is Cyber Pantedra.
Okay.
This is Trichilia tesmani. Cyber Pantedra is Unyina.
Yeah, I've heard about Unina.
Trichilia tesmani is Tenru.
Tenru.
And then we want to talk about this. This is the oldest Peptadeniastrum africanum in Africa.
Break it down.
The African oak tree.
Oh.
The oldest African oak.
Okay.
It is 203 years of age.
Wow. That's like 4 times our ages.
Sure.
And it wasn't planted?
Yeah, it wasn't planted.
Wow. So it grows, like, do you know if it has a lifespan or
Yeah,
it just
they
grows?
say pipped grows up to about 1,000 years.
Wow.
So it's still young.
It's still a baby. This is the smallest among the 3. So it's like the 2 have buried it. The one in the middle, right?
Yeah. They are all struggling for food and sunlight. So only the strong. If you're not strong, you die. Now, what again happens is pipped is an extremely strong and hard wood. When you use them for wood and furniture, such stuff, they're extremely strong and hard. And then they contain poison in itself. So during lambering, when some of the sawdust find its way into a stream or river, all the fish in that zone will die.
Would die.
If there are some reptiles around, they will also die. It kills reptiles
so it's
and
dangerous
insects.
as well.
It kills reptiles and insects, but it doesn't have any effect on mammal. So people are now using it as a pesticide to
fight a ward of insects
and then such animals.
But how common is this tree in Ghana?
It's very common. The local name is Dauma. It's very common, but it's also an endangered species. It's found. It grows everywhere in Ghana. Yes, it's extremely strong and hard, as I already said. Due to that, there's mainly used in construction of the wood in between the railway lines. So it's one of the trees they
use for the
yes.
construction. Oh, okay.
Yes.
You say endangered, it means that a lot of people are felling it.
Yes, now for them, because when you use them for furniture and such stuff, they last longer, so people are on it.
I see. Okay. And these 2, they don't have any special.
Oh, this is not too hard. This is medicinal.
Okay.
And then again on the pipped, in the olden days, our forefathers did not have means of communication. I mean, mobile phone. So sometimes when they go to the forest and then they want to communicate, they locate a pipped, and then they can send information up to about 13 miles, depending on how dense the forest is. If it's a thick forest, it could go far.
As in the echo?
Yeah.
Okay.
So all they need is a club, and they can send such information like this.
Oh. Okay, so if you are far away, you would hear the sound.
Yeah, those at the back there will be hearing this.
Wow. Okay. That's a great story, guys. This is the oldest tree in this forest, right?
The oldest pipped.
The oldest oak or pipped tree.
In Africa, the oldest African oak in
whole
Africa.
of Africa. We have one right here. And it's about 200 years. Was here
203.
203.
203 years.
Okay, so it's been here before you and I were born, and it has so many years still ahead of it. And so let's go and have a look at some other plants.
This is Garcinia cola. Garcinia cola, the common name is beta cola.
Oh.
The local name is Piapia. Others call it Michikuru.
Yes. You see them sell it a lot.
Yes, that is a tree. We have another tree there.
So is there like a particular season for each tree has its own season?
Yes, but most of the time, most of the season is June, July, August.
Okay.
And then
for all the
that is where you have most of the plants in season together.
Okay.
But each and every month there's a new plant and its own season.
Okay.
But where you have a lot of plants, yeah, that is.
And so when they have fruits on them like this, you harvest?
Yeah, we harvest and then we give it to the people who visit us.
Wait, we need to pause and learn about this. I recently heard about it. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, we used
How
it
long
for,
has this tree been here?
This is around 10 years. And then it bears some fruit, like a breast.
Okay.
Yeah, but like a tall, like a long breast.
One, yes.
Something like that. That is why they call it Nufutin.
Okay.
Yeah, they use the chaff to treat skin disease.
Okay. And which season does it bear fruit?
Yeah, it has got a long season. It starts somewhere in November and it goes in March.
Oh, okay. And do the fruits come like a lot? Or
Yes,
just...
they come.
Okay.
We would want to talk about the red tree. It's called Bentamianus.
Bentamianus?
Yes.
This sounds relatively easier compared to
Bentamianus,
the...
yeah.
Bentamianus.
The local name is Ketramfo. Others, it's very slippery.
Okay.
Ketramfo. You see the way it is. Very, very slippery. So not even a lizard can climb. So in the olden days where we have a lot of parrots in Ghana, usually they make their nest up there.
Oh.
So that other animals cannot.
Ah.
It's very slippery.
Okay.
They just call it a red tree. Okay, so this is the Lycitis, the monkey nut tree. You see some open up.
Oh, the one we saw earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen?
Yes. So this one, the lid has fallen off.
Yes. And then we have this one that they are now growing. Yes.
Up there.
It will grow to
becomes as big as
that.
And then the lid will fall off.
Yes. And then this will happen in July.
So
late
it means
July, August.
When the lid falls off, the nuts fall off by themselves.
Yes.
Oh, so you would have to come and pick them up. Okay.
You know, they have some coating, so you need to, so they won't get dirty.
Okay, so coating like was like the cocoa kind of coating, or they're hard?
Oh, the nuts that we saw over there.
So there are nuts in those shells?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is how little they can be. Let's go a little bit closer.
Oh, that one.
This one and this one. So you can pick it.
Okay, so this is how it starts.
This is how it starts, the very small one.
And then it grows as big as that.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
These are royal palm trees.
Okay, the ones lining the place. Okay, so we are done with the trees for now. Right?
Yeah, we go through the forest and then we get there.
This is still people and places. We are done with the nature tour, which was fun. We learned a lot of names and we saw a lot of trees, which probably you didn't know about, and some of their benefits. So now we are going on another tour, which is the forest tour. Asari is taking us round, and this is the entrance. So come along, let's go have some fun.
So we want to talk about this tree. This is Musanga sacropioides. The local name is Ojima.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see the tree looks as if the roots are up, so it will be weaker, but it's much more firmer and stronger than you think.
How does that work?
Yeah, because as you can see from here, they go up to about 3 meters down, and then they spread.
Okay.
As they've spread up, the same way they spread downwards.
So some of the roots are down, some are
Deep,
up.
Yes. Okay. So even though it may look like this, but it can withstand rainstorm.
Wow.
Without uprooting. It's strong. Ojima.
Very unique. Okay. So that was our first stop. We are going deeper into the forest. And this is a bit hilly.
Yes.
So Asari says it's called a forest hike. Okay, so is this place always clear like this, or you have to weed from time to time?
No, we don't weed. It's a semi-deciduous forest. We allow everything to grow naturally and then wild on their own.
Okay. And are there reptiles like snakes?
Sure.
In here?
Yes, please.
There are snakes?
Yes, please.
Like which types of snakes?
Oh, we have all the mambas here.
Wow. Including the green mamba?
Sure.
So there may be one on a tree and we may not know.
Yes, that is it.
Have you ever been bitten by a snake here?
No.
You've never had?
But I've always been seeing snakes.
So you're used to them? Yeah. You don't have a snake phobia?
No. But we have a plant we used to treat the king's mantle or the bangia. We used to treat snake bite and such stuff.
Okay,
So,
but has any like tourist or
no,
anyone?
we've never experienced somebody being bitten by snakes.
Like that. So like we can be going like this and then we just see one snake pass by.
Yeah, you see that.
Or they don't come out
you know,
in the day.
Usually in a semi-deciduous forest, you can see afar. It's very plain. So all the animals in the daytime go into hiding because they can be seen. If there's any animal walking around, you will see them. Yeah, so usually they just come out in the night. That is why those who do the animal tour, usually they book and then they come for night tours.
How much is it?
Yeah, specifically, it depends on what you are going to do. Night tour, whether you are going to do bird watching, you are going to do butterfly moth watching, or you would want to see some animals in the forest. It depends on the thing you want to do.
Okay, so like around what time do these animals start coming?
Yeah, we start night tours around 10, 11.
10 p.m.?
Yes.
Wow. And what kind of animals come out at night?
Yeah, the animals that are in here, we have the smaller antelopes in here. We have some different types of monitor lizards. I mean, mampam. Yeah, we have some pangolins.
Oh, there are pangolins here.
Yeah, and then some type of hyenas also.
Hyenas? But that's dangerous.
Yeah, but
it doesn't scare off any of the tourists?
No. Yeah, they look dangerous, but we are not attacking them. They will just be passing by. We will also be passing by. Sometimes when they go catch up with the lights, they stay a little while before they move on.
I see. So every evening when you come out, you see a number of animals?
A number of animals.
Okay, but during the day like this?
No.
Like that. Okay, cool.
They don't come out during the day.
Has COVID, would you say, COVID has affected, patronage of the place?
Yes.
Do people even come here like so much?
Yeah, for here, people do come a lot. But the COVID, due to the COVID, every facility, tourist facility, the patronage came down due to restrictions and other stuff.
Okay.
We are not permitted to allow so many people in here. Yeah, that is
because
the first thing.
Because of the COVID-19. Yeah. But before COVID, how many people do you look at like in a day?
Yeah, averagely 100 people.
Oh wow. Ghanaians and non-Ghanaians.
Yeah, for the Ghanaians are more.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's great. That means people are patronizing our tourism sites more. Is this place under the Ghana Tourism Authority? Yeah. Okay. So how do they help you? How do you work with the Tourism Authority?
Yeah, they are both the regulatory and then they are in partnership with the government here. It's public-private partnership. The traditional council, GTA, and then the private company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So they all have stake in it.
Right. What do we have here?
This is Antiaris toxicaria.
Antiaris toxicaria.
Yeah, the local name is Chen Chen, not Antiaris.
Oh.
Antiaris toxicaria.
No, I didn't say that. Antiaris
toxicaria.
Right? Toxicaria. You said the local name is what?
Chen Chen. Yes.
Oh, I thought that was the name of a drum. Okay.
Yeah. The Chen Chen, the back of Chen Chen tree has been used as cloth. Before the whites came, we were making our clothes from the back of this thing.
Cloth?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
They have a way of cutting it. They cut it round like that and then open it up. So they will season it to allow all the fluid to come out.
The back of the tree, okay.
And then they will beat it. And then it turns like a papyrus. It's ductile, the stuff. And then that was it's even the clothes for the Zulus in South Africa. They keep wearing them.
Oh, okay. So this is what
from the back of this thing.
I see.
Yeah, in the olden days we were wearing them before the whites came to bring us such clothes. And then after using them, it became a cloth for the warriors and then the fetish priests. And then
I see.
And those other people.
Okay.
And then there's a story behind it that there was a warrior who was about to lead Ashantis for a war. And then he went to season so many of these things. Remind you, I told you the fluid inside are poisonous. Yeah, so usually they dip the arrow, the tip of the arrow inside, and then they dry them. So when they shoot it on against enemies,
it hurts you and it poisons you.
Yeah, so that you can die.
Oh, I
yeah,
see.
so eventually he has a little boy, only one little boy who got in contact and then died. So like he was down morally, he can't go for the fight. So he was summoned, and then he told the people to tell Tum for Chen Chen Bie Dimeu.
Oh, so that's the origination of that.
That is the reason, yes. And then
see.
Alaji K. Frimpong composed a song from Chen Chen Bie
that.
Dimeu, yeah.
Oh, okay, so this is Chen Chen.
Yeah, that is Chen Chen.
Great.
So we are using this way up, and we are going to the oldest Dutch building outside Europe.
Oldest
Dutch building outside Europe. It was built in 1897.
So, can you tell us about this plant? It looks a little like kontomire, just colored and all.
Yeah. They are flowers, but mind you, the fluid in them are poisonous.
Again?
Yes, this one also.
So there are a lot of poisonous plants here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a flower, a common flower that grows in any part of Ghana. Yeah. There's a little tale. They said once upon a time a farmer went to the farm, a painter went to a farm, makes his paint and then splash it on the cocoyam leaves.
That's why it looks like cocoyam.
Yeah, it's just a little tale, local tale. That is
like the folk
tale. But they look like them, very nice.
So these patterns come with the flowers.
Naturally.
Oh, that's very nice. Very beautiful. Okay. So we are at a place, Asari says it's called Amantuo Miensa. It's a small pathway that leads down somewhere. He's going to tell us about it.
Yes.
The secrets behind this name.
Yeah, when the Achimabuaka, you know, they were part of the Ashantis, and then they came. When they came, they were fighting back for their freedom. So there were these 3 towns covering the Achimabuaka people, like all the Achim people who were like close to the Osajifo. Yes, and then these 3 towns have a common junction, and that is yes.
Oh, I see.
That is the Amantuo Miensa.
But we can't go there.
No.
Okay. So our forest tour has brought us to this building, which according to Mr. Sari here is the oldest Dutch building outside of Europe. There's a very interesting story behind this building, and he's going to take us through it. So when was this built?
Yeah, this was built in 1897. It is the oldest Dutch building outside Europe. And then this place was where Kwame Nkrumah was also used to stay. And then Flight Lieutenant J.J. Rawlings also used to use the place.
They used to use it for?
Like a seat of government, like Christenborg, Peduase, such stuff.
So
yes.
They used to stay here at certain points?
Yes.
Wow.
It was like a hideout or security zone for them. So when you are there, nobody sees you.
Okay.
During the Second World War, the Queen of England was here. She was in this.
Really?
Yes, usually when they come to such buildings and then such places. So it was used, the place was originally used by Sir Gordon Gagisberg.
Okay.
Yes.
He built it?
He did not build it. It was a Dutch. You know, the Dutch came before the English came.
Yes.
Yeah, it was built by the Dutch.
Yes. I see. And you said the Queen used this place as a hideout during the Second World War?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, she was here. When you go to Chebi Archives, where all this information we have, yes, we have the number of people who have been here. Even King George was once also here. He visited this place.
I see. So what has become of the place now? It doesn't look bad. I mean, like it's still strong. And I see that people are using it for various activities. So what has become of the place? What is its use now?
Yeah, it's mainly used as a tourist attraction.
Okay.
Yeah, people visit the place and then come and then listen to the stories behind them, and then since it's still in the forest, why they've kept this thing in the forest. Yeah, we give them all such information when people come in.
Who was the last person to have stayed here?
I think it's President Rawlings.
Oh, I see. That was around. Do you know which year that was around?
Yes, and then aside staying, he usually sometimes used the place as a hideout. So
if he doesn't want to be out there, maybe just wants to have some days. So this is where he used to come.
And then I remember in 2001, the regional minister wanted to come and then stay here. He was coming here and then going, something like that too. So it later became a presidential guest house, so like a place meant for the president, the ministers, and then prominent people.
Okay, but can it still be used for that purpose? Is the place still in good shape?
Yes, it can be used for that purpose.
How many rooms are in there?
4 bedrooms.
Okay.
Yes, and then a kitchen and like two other rooms outside, and then there's also a security building with a garage and such stuff.
Okay, so it's well finished.
Yes, it's well finished. But the reason why it's in this state is that now the committee working on this project says, some of them says they should renovate it, and some says it should remain in its old state. Yeah. So when we went back to Chebi archives, we saw the building plan. We have the building plan of the
for the renovation.
For the renovation. So there's a process which is going through so that they convert it back into a guest house or something like that.
Oh, I see. But I hope that won't change the essence of the building.
No, it's not going to change anything. Even though it will be an attraction, people can come here and then stay
it
over.
But it will look maybe better than it is. Now, aside the rooms in there, are there any other facilities here? I understand it used to have underground rooms or something like that.
Yes, those days it was believed to have an underground tunnel that goes beneath, but now we learned it has been converted into a reservoir that supplies the area. That is why you see the waterworks are just close by.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so they pump all the water here and then filter it.
So we are done with the tour here, but we couldn't spend time in there for long because some people are having their activities also inside there. But now we are going down, we are descending, and we are going to the canopy walk area. Mr. Sari, as usual, is leading us. And we are here at the entrance of the canopy walk. We are going to do this. I am not sure I'm very brave, but let's do this together. It's an adventure, right? So it's a risk we are taking. We are going up with Mr. Sari, and then at some point we'll have a conversation about this canopy walk. Let's go. So this is it. We are at the start of the walkway. I'm going to go in with Mr. Sari and go all the way to the other side where we are going to talk about this canopy walk. Looking down alone is just scary. But let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll go and have a conversation about this very canopy walk. This is still People and Places. Don't go away.
Powers and principalities.
There's so much fire inside me.
Tragedy struck when part of the largest hillside at the kosher rubbish dump collapsed.
It's going to be fun to see how he goes about approaching this game.
Hey, Jesus. So welcome back from the break. I have done 5 rounds on the canopy walk, and I'm left with my last lap, but we want to just have a conversation before we go down. We know about Kakum, we know about Legon, but not so much is known about this, at least not from my perspective. So when was this canopy walk built?
Yes, this was built in it was started 2013. It was complete in 2014. So it was open to the public. It was open to the public on 1st May 2014. That is where this place was open to the public.
2014,
yes.
That's a while back. So who got this initiative? Who brought this initiative? And who built it?
Yeah, it's Mr. Kennedy Kufasari. He was part of the people who attracted in Kakum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was part of it. And then the line, he came here to do his own thing. Yeah, so he is the brain behind the canopy walkway.
I see.
In fact, all the canopy walkways in West Africa, he's
the one who's been building them. That's great. So how do you maintain this? Is it maintained in the first place?
Sure.
Is it maintained?
Yeah.
How often is it maintained?
Yeah, it depends on when we were coming. You can see some wood.
Yes,
some of the wood are new.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we replace dead ones, but they have a schedule for that. They have a weekly maintenance schedule, and every 3 months. They have weekly, and then 3 months. That's quarterly.
Okay, but 2014. How long did it take for him to build this canopy?
It was only 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Wow. And do the ropes, some of them, do they come off in between time?
No, the ropes has got 30 years lifespan,
Okay.
but we don't allow it. When these ones were placed on 2014, but you can see some have been changed. Sometimes we need to change that. They become very nice.
Okay.
And attractive, that's all.
Great. Some of the wood, the planks are slippery. So how do you manage that? Do you have tourists on this when it's raining?
No. When it's raining, you can see even we have some signages written. In rainstorm, everybody should return to the nearest building.
Okay.
Yeah. So during rain, we don't allow people to be on the walkway.
But not everybody is brave to go through this whole thing. Have you ever had a casualty before?
Yeah.
Someone falling off, someone hurting himself while on the canopy?
No. Because since people are afraid. When they are afraid, the guides will coach them and they will be helping them. So, for example, when we were coming initially, I was very close to you. So if I know you can't go,
you stop at certain points.
Yes, and then we'll help. So we've never gotten any problem with respect to somebody on the canopy walkway having fallen off or having a problem.
But how do you feel when people are walking and are screaming like they're coming to die?
That's the beauty of the adventure. So we always look forward to see some people crying and then screaming. And that is the beauty of it.
So if someone gets stuck in the middle and can't go, you would go for them?
Yeah, we go for the people.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
We go there, we talk to them, we try to calm them down and then use a certain means to bring them down, especially whilst they are talking and then we are all going.
So then it gets their minds off. Okay, so how would you coach somebody who isn't brave but wants to try the canopy walk? Just something to psych them up.
Yeah, usually we tell you this thing, so many people are for the year like this, let's say this number of people have been able to go through without anything, so you can also conquer your fear, and it's a step to help you build your confidence. So if you are not self-confidence yourself, this is a way of, so we try to use some words and other stuff, and then after talking for a while, you know, it will encourage them and then they will be going. As soon as there's a twist or something like that, a little dunk, then they scream, then you
go back for them. So
and then that is the beauty of the people do scream here and then we see.
You see a lot of drama, I can imagine. So just before we do the final lap, what's like the the most funny or the weirdest encounter you've had with a tourist on the Canopy Walk?
Yes, once we were coming with a lady. The lady says, I can't go again. Okay, let's go back. She said, I can't go, so we need to carry her.
You carried her, and she was heavy?
Back. Yeah, she was heavy. I need to carry her at the back. And then there was one, somebody, 75-year-old lady came here. She came with a group. And then she was like extremely brave than all of
the
those
other people.
they came with. So I interviewed her here, right here.
Oh.
How old are you? She said, I'm 75 years old. How come you are not
so
afraid?
brave.
And then they said, yes, I'm not afraid. But the rest of the young guys
Were
she
so
came
scared.
with, they were rather afraid.
Oh, wow.